The Hunger by Richard Garfield. This is actually one of his newer games, came out fairly recently from Renegade Game Studios. It's a deck building game themed around vampires, where you are the vampire and you're going around leaving your castle trying to eat humans in the nearby village and forest and plains regions. There's those 3 different regions that will give you different points for eating humans or hunting them in those areas on your turn. And if you've ever played the Clank game, Clank Deck Building Adventure, this is very similar in how it works, where you use your cards in your hand each turn to direct your movement and your actions. The 2 main actions being moving your vampire and using those same action points to hunt. In this game, there's a hunt board, and new cards get added to that, the first column, and the rest slide over, therefore making those cards cheaper. So the longer they stay on the hunt board, the cheaper they become. And when you do a hunt on your turn, you can choose from one section of that hunt board to buy from. And if at the very end section, when there's only 3 columns, so if multiple cards end up in that last column, when you hunt that column, you get everything in there. When you add new cards, just like a regular deck building game, you're putting it in your discard pile, and eventually you'll see them in your hand. Now, unlike other games, this one you start with 3 cards in your hand, and you have to do the best with what you get. So some of the cards that you get are the humans, which don't offer you too many benefits, so you have to mix very well between the vampire cards and the hunt of human cards, so that you keep your deck strong enough to be able to move and be able to hunt, because the humans themselves don't offer you much of anything and often add more of a detriment during the gameplay. Now, points, of course, are earned from killing humans, but you do, by the end of the game, have to make it back to the castle. There is the rookie variant where you can make it back to just the mountain region or even the graveyard, but you ideally have to leave that castle, make your way out, and then follow the path back before the time runs out. So in this game, because you're vampires, you're racing against the dawn, the sun coming up in the morning. If you're outside of that area, then your vampire turns to dust and you can't win the game. So it's a little bit of push your luck, as well as deck building and being efficient with how many humans you can feasibly kill during the game and still have enough vampire card and energy there to get back. The game plays 2 to 6 players, but I would keep it probably at 4 or maybe 3. The more players in the game, the longer the game tends to go. But it's a beautiful looking game. The production value is very high. If you like cards and deck building and you like vampires and you like the sort of experience of controlling your pieces and actions using cards in your hand, this is a lot of fun, and I do recommend it. If you haven't played The Hunger, definitely check it out and see if you can get a game going, because it's a lot of fun to play. So, The Hunger by Richard Garfield.